Alrighty, g'day guys, welcome to a voucher quest analysis for Striker. So obviously if you guys are seeing this, he's given me permission to upload it. This is actually my second take on the reroll. So you place a TOT and a captain. It's actually a bit of a mistake for me. Definitely would place the ghoul as well as the captain instead of the TOT. You don't really keep TOT with anything unless it's quite crap. But the ghoul plus captain is actually super nice as a start. Well, yeah, the ghoul is super nice as a start. You can place TOT ghoul or ghoul captain, either one, or just two ghouls, but you definitely want to place one ghoul because it's super good with lots of YOLOs. Like if you'd rolled into this and you had Sprite, but this tier 5 was like Apparition or something, what do? You don't play Crusader like LF, you play Ghoul with Sprite, and it's actually a really good combo, just for example. Anyway, so I end up with Disciple, which is fine. I've actually watched the first 3 levels of this one already. So, what was good is Blue wanted to send on 2. You guys were really bad on 3, so you're against that, which is good. The problem with this is the Perot is behind and you push 4-0, right? So 4-0 Disciple on level 2 is already super risky, especially with your roll, because if you miss the Disciple, you're kind of fucked. Yeah, you're just kind of fucked if you don't get second Disciple for 3. It's, you know, there are ways around it for sure, but it's very awkward for you to play it then, and then you'll have to just overbuild really hard on 5. So yeah, anyway. So first issue is 4-0 is a risk, so that's not strictly an issue, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it. But with your roll, just because you don't have a good mix in with Disciple, like you have Parrot, you don't really want to go spamming Parrot, so you'll need a farm really early. But the big problem is you put it behind the Disciple, right? If you put it in front of the Disciple, it's going to run sort of here when it gets attacked, then the creeps will clog around it, like some will clog up here, and then like that, right? And the Disciple will all be shooting straight lines, which means it'll get damage on a lot of creeps. Like this, the creeps will clog like this, right? And the Disciple, when it shoots, it won't hit nearly as many creeps. So if you get a quick Ferb with this placement, you're fucked. You're leaking more than half the wave. So definitely want that tier 1 in front. Alrighty, moving on, second Disciple here, that's good. Obviously placement's fine. And you do pretty alright versus Blood Orc. So from here, you're just pushing, which is good. Slightly late on the push it looked like there, but whatever, it's only slightly. So you get a cheeky King Scout there, which is nice. No mid, so a little bit of money, but not too much else. You push nicely here, which is good. You can honestly push 7-3 if you really want. I think 6-3 is the way to go though. And then get a few parrots, but you can risk with 7-3 if you want. Yep, this is good. As you focus here, it looks pretty good. The parrots are placed better after the first one as well, which is good. So a holding here, which is nice. Leaking 1 creep, whatever. Shit happens. Kinda unlucky, but it's not too bad. You got nice quick push here, which is important. Not sure why you're staying 6-3. I guess you want a 3rd Disciple. After selling a parent. I mean, it's fine. But the thing is, like, you don't have a carry roll here. And you've got, like, a better roll here. This is crap, I don't know why this dude kept that roll. And you got a really nice roll here. You've got overbuild on your team. I don't think you need 3rd Disciple on 6. I think you can easily just go 7-3. And then add like a Mudman or a Sprite or something. Get quick 7-4, 7-5, leak 8 and hold 9s. This just feels really unnecessary to me. You've already used your free reroll. You're not really a carry lane. You can clear 15 for sure. With like Mass Disciples or like Disciple Thunderbird mix or something like that. But besides that, your roll really has no use in the mid game. You just clear. So you just want to push nice and quick. So I don't see a reason not to be 7-3. And then just farm. get a sprite or something, because you're going to need to do the farm anyway. Here is the thing. Well, I assume you're going to anyway, unless you're going straight to 6-5, but then you don't really send anything. Anyway, not a massive problem, but I'm not a fan of the third disciple. It's really just not necessary unless you have a really great roll. And if you have a really great roll, then you shouldn't be getting 3 disciples anyway for 6. You'll just have better options. Alrighty. Getting a little late on these pushes. Not massively so, but a little low on the optimization of it. Anyway, not building here, which is fine, which is good. You know, your team's got hold. This is free hold. This is okay. I've seen people do this. Is there a talk indeed, or not quite? Yeah, there was. Good spot. Alrighty, yeah, and 7-5 should definitely go 7-5. I don't know why I stand 7-4 here, because you leak 8, but who the fuck cares? To be honest, like, you don't have the carry roll. You're only ever going to be able to clear in mid game. Like, who gives a shit if you leak 8? Because you pretty much already hold 9 with what you have. You barely need to add to hold level 9. So I really don't know why you're just staying 7-4. You're probably going to add another disciple. And the difference, like, with this many disciples now, and with your role, like, it doesn't matter if you have more value or less value. Like, past a point, you'll just clear all the creeps and then not do anything to the sends. So I think, yeah, it's just no reason to stay 7-4 here. So what are you going to add? Another disciple? Yeah. What, sprite? What are you adding? Gotta add something. Alrighty, saving here makes absolutely 0 sense, right? Like, if you're gonna stay 7-4, that to me says that you want to be a 15 holder, not clear. It means you want to hold 15. Because you could just push early, right? You could be 7-5 already with just 3 disciples. You could be 7-6 during level 8, right? And then just add, like, whatever crap for 9, and you hold 9. And then be 7-7, and then just be full disciple in the mid game, right? It's super good, because you're 7-6 before level 9 starts. That's insane. But like this, unless you're really lucky, you're not going to hold level 8 anyway. You know, you've got 90 gold in the bank, and you just slow your push. You get more gold on your lane, but more gold on your lane is just not important this game. Being said, your focus looks super good, but I mean, it's really not important to hold here, and you still like a reasonable amount. Little unlucky at the end, but yeah, you can see what I'm talking about, right? You got 119 dead gold here. You already hold level 9, but you'd hold 9 with like 3 disciple, a sprite, and some parrots, right? Hold or almost hold, you know, whatever, same difference. So there's really no need to be more than like 800 value. Alright, quick 7-6 at least, which is good. Should add another parrot here, there's no point not doing it. Synergizes beautifully with Disciple. It's actually really good on 10 as well, helps you damage. And just stops unlucky RNG, or, you know, helps mitigate it a little bit. So you send Ferbs on 10, which is a good decision. You've got 3 people want to be heroes. So in general, you've done the right thing this game. You've just optimized it. You've just haven't really optimized it at all. So it just could be done a lot better, basically. But in general, you have made the right sort of decision. So it's not too bad, for sure. Alrighty, 7-7, good. Alrighty, these sprites are mucho bad positioning. Because if you have a look at the range, right, 300 range, then have a look at the Disciple range, 550 range. So the Disciples are going to sit back here, and the sprites are going to run up like over here and die super quick. Okay, you want the creeps, pardon, to sort of clog on these parrots, sort of clog on the wall a little bit. So you want the sprites like here, 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 right? More towards the back, because they're your damage. Like, they're a lot of damage, right? They're not really tanks for disciples. If you're going to build tank, you should just like get a mobman or something instead. Triple melee. OP, OP. No, not really. Don't get triple melee. Wow, split. Pretty sure he only built that for 10 as well. It's kinda nutty, it just gets the bosses on his backline super quick. Don't see a reason for that. Anyway. You guys do pretty bad here. This is what happens when 3 people try to be heroes versus Big Sand. Anyway, moving on. One heal's pretty fine, to be honest. Okay, you get 2 Thunderbirds. I mean, that's fine. Staying 7-7 is fine. You don't really need to leak because it looks like Pink's going to be doing that. You just go for clear. It's fine. If you're going for clear, you should focus more on Disciple than on Thunderbird. Yeah. Thunderbird's fine for 12 to get some, but yeah, with this much gold, by the way, you're much better off adding a Disciple rather than like 2 sprites and some parrots. Thunderbird's the main strength of it compared to Disciple. It's better on 12, just kind of worse on all the other levels. But still, some cheeky leaks are okay. There. So you reroll. Okay, it's pretty pointless rerolling, to be honest. Like, you've got the best unit imaginable to, well, except for Tok. You've got like the best unit to clear 15 on low value. You don't really need more frontline. If you're looking to cover 14, like, don't. You're gonna leak the whole way. Like, you're gonna leak a lot versus Send anyway. And the thing about Disciple on 14 is the missiles shoot through and actually hit the Gargs. So if you just full Disciple, you'll be able to snipe Gargoyles on 14, or at least damage them, which is very important. So, yeah. That reroll was mucho pointless. You had, like, the only unit that's actually better than what you had in your roll is Tok. Like, you just got to clear 15 with full Disciple and it was super good. Like, sure, your roll looks good now, but it's actually worse than what you had for, previously for level 15. And it's really not your job to cover 14, because you can't. And in fact, your best way of covering 14 would be Mass Disciple, as I said. Kill the Gargs. That reroll really makes no sense at all. So you probably just win the game on 15. You guys are really far ahead. Yeah, like, you get a couple of Dark Brace, which is, you know, if you're high value, it would be a good reroll, right? And a good decision to reroll, because then you'd, let's say you had like 4 or 5 more Thunderbirds. Let's say like 3 or 4, you had 3 or 4 more Thunderbirds, right? Then you're thinking, okay, I want Demon Kill and I want like a little bit of frontline, and then that roll is perfect. Like 2 ships and 2 Dark Braces, and like, if you had another ship, for example, on your roll, then I would say like you have a reasonable chance of holding, for example, right? But you don't. You're 7-7, that's fine, you did your job well, but I don't know, that reroll just didn't make sense with your job. Your job is to clear 15. Rerolling made it harder to do that. And level 14, like, it's not your job. If you're relying on like a 7-7 lane to hold level 14, then like, that means something's gone fucking badly wrong. Anyway. So as you can see, you end up leaking quite a few creeps. Creeps you just wouldn't leak if you kept your first roll, to be honest, but yeah. Still, you've got a mid, and one dude clears well. The tribesman guy leaks more than you do, which is kind of embarrassing. But yeah, game is pretty free for you guys, so. Yeah, overall this is probably like, 5 out of 10 for me. The level 2 is pretty bad. Definitely don't want to see that with the 2-1 behind. Level 6 didn't make much sense to me. Then you just sort of push slowly, reroll in the mid game. Like, you did your job, but which was good, so you adapted properly, which is definitely important. But there were just like quite a few mistakes in the build in general. But yeah, not too bad for sure. So on to the second one. Especially considering Disciple's like really one of the staples, and it is quite simple to play. I think there's a Disciple guide on the Academia channel. I believe Disciple's on there. Let me just check actually. Oh. Yeah, let me just check. Just pause that replay. Academia. Yes, Disciple is on the Academia guide. Perfect. Alrighty, so replay number 2. You are teal. Cool. Let's go. Alright. You got a really nice reroll, so you got an option to go Ig, and you got an option to go Mouth, right? So what you want to do is check what your team's got. He's going to play Lead Archer, makes you think more Ig. Lead Archer, I'm thinking more Ig. And most people would reroll this. So he rerolls. This is a YOLO. Okay, so Ig is fine. Okay. If you have... Hang on. Sorry. You're yellow. My mistake. I don't know why I thought you were blue, dude. I apologise. Okay. You have Night Saber. Whoops. Yeah, okay, so you got Saber, Dark Mage, Polar, Wyvern. Pretty nice reroll for sure. Orange here's got Mouth Spider. It's got Mouth, yep, Mouth pretty much. None of these things, they're good mid-game, not good early. It's another Mouth, holy shit, it's Mouth Party. Alrighty, so your tier 1 is Bone Warrior. Okay, so your team's pretty shithouse on 3. You're also not the best on 2, considering 3-0, 2-0-2-0, okay. But yeah, considering triple Mouth, you're not very good on 2, so should definitely be adding 2 tier 1s. 1 tier 1, should add another one, there's really no reason not to. You know you're gonna add it on level 3 if they don't send on 2 because you want to go mid. But at least you get 1, which is good. Ferb on the Night Saber, a little bit unlucky. Quite relatively unlucky actually. So you're going to leak a bit, not the end of the world, but it's pretty painful. There's not much you could do to cover, but definitely should have built that second tier 1. Like there was just no reason not to. Anyway, yeah, pretty screwed here, to be honest. So what did you guys do? You did a bunch of regen, or? Yep. Okay, you get your second Night Saber, which is fine. Even though it sucks to still be 2-0, it's kind of necessary. Otherwise, you just have to like overbuild super hard on 5. There's probably something you could do if you got the Dark Mage, which would then hold 4, and then like if you just got a Dark Mage, hold 4, and then I don't know, some small ad for 5 or something. But I think it's fine to do it like this. Alrighty. So we're pushing up now, which is good. So I actually don't mind a little bit of overbuild 5 from you. Just because they see the leaks on your team, they should be able to tell that at least a couple of them are malformation. With that many leaks on 2, it's a lot of time. Okay, and there's actually a send here, so you don't really need to cover anymore. Scout here, pardon. But they do decide to send. With that scout, I don't think you have to cover. I would probably add a little bit though, just because a bomb can hurt. Alright, so yeah, Polar's fine. You definitely want to place it either here or here though. This is just too far in front. It's just going to walk really far off the wall, die super quickly. What you want is to suck the creeps into your build a bit more, and then have the Polar tank close to the Sabers, where it will share a bit of aggro. Like this, as you can see, it shares no damage at all. You're super lucky. I don't know what this Blood Orc's doing. It just forgot how to Warcraft AI. Yeah, Warcraft AI pretty much is the story of that. But anyway, you do not too badly. You lose 1 Saber, but you do go mid, which is nice. you'll kill one Blood Orc before your Saber dies. It's pretty unfortunate. If you could get 2 Sabers mid, that would be the way you do well. Especially with Immolation, it's good that you overbuild a bit. Should just push here though. I'm not sure why you're staying low. Freehold is good, yeah. Definitely want to do that push, man. You've got Immolation. There's no need to there's no need for you to overbuild hard. Like, there's no need for this Magnetor. Like, Freehold is good, but 6-2 is actually not too bad. But you can just push up way more, man. You can just be Polar 3 Night Saber. And maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, but yeah, this Magnetor is big overbuild, and it's just not necessary. Just 3rd Night Saber with the Polar, you do completely fine on 7 versus no send. If they want to send a little bit, then they get screwed unless they're Immolation. And it doesn't really matter to you guys, since you got 9 attack, which is kind of whack, to be honest. You got a bunch of regen as well. The 9 attack's kind of nutty, to be honest. I'm not sure why you had that. Probably did. King on 4 or something. Alright. Yeah, I gotta drop that Bone Warrior. Kinda sucks. This is better placement than at the back for sure. So that's good. Yeah, they choose Descend for a permit, which I'm assuming is only happening because they have Immolation. This is still just quite unnecessary. You can see the orange is going for a freehold. He's got 2 mouths, 2 Abnos, sorry, he's got 2 Abnos. So against no send, your team clears quite a bit. So it's just not really needed to go for this hard hold. You know, like, it's okay, but you're not going to get that fat off mid. And you don't really have a carry roll either at this point. So it's better to, like, you're happy to King Lake a little bit. So let's see, they do have Immolation, which is the only reason they sent anything. But, I mean, it's fine. It saves you the heal, which is nice, but you'd lose 1 heal, it's not the end of the world. And you know, that only happens 25% of the time as well. So you're pushing up to what? 7-5. Yeah? I mean, that doesn't really make a lot of sense though. Going 7-5 here. The thing is, like, if you wanted these guys, if you were going to let your teammates that have better roles for the mid game than you, if you were going to let them carry, then that's completely fine. But then it makes no sense to stay low like that on 7. Instead of just pushing more and having 7-3 freehold, right? So yeah, if you're going to like 7-3 freehold, then you get the 7-5 way earlier. It's you know, it's more convenient to go 7-5, you have more lumber, etc, and you give more gold to your team because there's more King Lake. But if you were gonna carry yourself, which is the way you played, it's like you want to be the carry from the way you played. That's what you're telling me, right? Is that you want to carry? Then just going 7-5 for 10 when you have good roll to damage doesn't make sense. Anyway, you get a nice free roll here. Don't know why you sold both the Bone Warriors though. Pretty sure you could just keep them. They're pretty good in the mid game as Dark Mages, man. Did not need to sell them both. Anyway, moving on. Because yeah, you're never going to reach the Necrolite as well. Like, rather than 2 Necro, you just have a Dark Mage and a Necro, it's completely fine. Am I pausing? I'm pausing. Alrighty. Let's see what your teammates got. This is pretty good. This is pretty alright. Like, you're the only one that's actually particularly good on 10 with your build as well, so just doesn't make much sense to go 7-5 for me, man. It really doesn't. Anyway, moving on. Okay, next, what are you doing here? AOD? Yeah, that's fine. I And you're fat as hell, but you're always going to be fat as hell, to be honest. So, after they send 5. Asking ship behind mouth? No, not ship behind mouth. Ship in front of mouth. The reason for that is ship, the actual ship itself. You want the summons to tank because they don't do anything. And then you don't want to ascend like into your backline behind your mouse, because look at your backline, it's non-existent, right? Anyway, PD here, which is completely fine. I'll just burn through this nice and quick. I think you're on, I don't know, probably don't need to reroll again. Looks like you're starting to split, which is not ideal. Shouldn't be splitting on 14 or 15 though, it's just 13 can do that sometimes. Alright. So you reroll again, which, 50 reroll, I mean, I guess, yeah, it's fine. Probably wouldn't, I wouldn't bother myself, I would just upgrade a Necrolite and go from there. Because you don't know if they're sending 15, and like if they are, there's not a hell of a lot you're going to find better. It's nice to get the captain for sure, but I don't think you want to, I really don't think you wanted to reroll away what you had. I think you actually had a really nice roll for the game. Captain was better placed there, but it may split, probably wouldn't though. Alrighty. I mean, you have 4 fat lanes, what, 3 heals left? 4 fat lanes, 3 or 4 heals, and like, their send sucked, so, yeah, I don't know. 3 heals. You guys don't even need king. Alrighty, moving on. When do you kill him? 17 or 20? Not 17. Yeah, you'll split on range levels like this as well. So you get an Admiral, Necrolite. Alright. It shows me everything if I turn Fog of War on and off, that's annoying. Yeah, I mean, doesn't really matter when you send, to be honest, they just die. Shaman's on 20, they had, what, just double AA, right? Yeah, double AA. And there's like talk, yeah, I mean that looked pretty bad on 20. Makes sense, it's also just a big fuck off send. Big fuck off sends are always good. So you're just building full anti 21. Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, that's fine. Be nice to have like another PD or 2 or 3 though, I think. It's more frontline for 21s, better on 20 than what you have. But you're still just mid because you're fat as hell. That's the game. How was that one? Definitely some mistakes again, like 2 was a bit weird, 5, the polar placement was off, and then like, I don't like the way you played for 7, I would have done differently. It's not terrible, I just would have done it differently for sure. On a quick note, 4 Saber Polar is a much better hold than 3 Saber Magnetor as well. So yeah, just think about that, especially versus Send. But yeah, then just going 7-5 for 10 really doesn't make sense, man. Like, your roll is, you can easy mid 10 with what you had, and free roll. You free rolled it to Necro, that's fine. But even without using your roll, right, you're just easy mid on 10. So it didn't really make sense for me to just go all the way to 7-5, and then just be like, okay team, you guys get to carry now after you've taken all the feed. Like the whole game, right? Yeah, just really didn't make sense. I know your roll wasn't the best for mid-game, but still, you can free reroll into something. quite easily. And like it was good for you to play the way you did on 5 for sure, to add on 5. Free hold on 7 was fine. I think you were more built than was necessary, but it's okay if you want to carry. But then you play like you want to be the carry on 7, like you want to be the hero, and then you go 7-5, and you're suddenly not the hero anymore. So it's kind of confusing. It's like you just took the gold on 7 to then say, no, I don't want to hold 10 when I could. Huh? So if you don't want to hold 10, then don't take quite so much gold on 7, basically, is the point I'm trying to make. If you want your teammates to hold 10 for you, then give them the gold they need to do it. Alrighty, replay number 3, moving on. Some was probably another like 5-6 out of 10 for me. Definitely got some mistakes in there, but still overall not too bad. We'll see. Want to see a bit more though. Okay, turret. 10 gold tier 1. So you got mouth, you got ship over Ig, really insane. Then you've got elite archer with parrot. Okay. Alright, what are we doing? Let's build something. 2 turret is good. Right, tier 1s. Yep, it's fine to go 2 tier 1. Yeah, I could see you. I could see you lagged out there. Well, it didn't lag out, but I could see you lagged there for sure. Okay. Anyway, the start is good. It's good you go 3-0. So you're going to have 3 people able to send Blood Orc on 3. Now, so you're probably just going to end up doing that, which makes sense. Damn, the ship was fast as. Exec makes a big difference with summons, I guess. Right, 3rd turret here is good. Let's burn through it. 3 makes sense. It's just a good send. You get your Blood Orc in, which is good. 2 turret. A lot of people like this placement. I still like the 5th turret here, but it's fine. See, how are they doing? That is mucho bad positioning, too far back. That's good. That's fine. That's fine. Alright, I should be doing okay. I want to watch how this does. Pretty bad. Okay. Seems like you really need 2 tier 1 with Night Saber. Damn, I got pretty wrecked. I guess the Sea Giant Zeus with that terrible positioning was always going to do pretty bad. Right, you scout regen here, right? 60 to 84. Yep, so you scout 4 regen. Cool. Which means you can just go like full push pretty safely. They might decide to send 5, it's possible, but what does it mean? N definitely is 4 regen. They could flex it into a 5, but it doesn't make sense. Ferment is a good call. The Hydra will do well there, but you don't know about the Hydra. You don't know about the Night Saber either. So I think it's fine. Placement is fine on this turret, so it's all good so far. Right, scout the shockwave. Yeah, 7-2 here. I mean, I would really just 7-3. Like, what do you need? What do you need to stay low for, right? You end up with 240 gold here. You get 140 gold. That's a turret. Sell a tier 1 for an infantry, right? and you end up just like pushing the 7-3. So there's no need to stay 7-2, right? Like, it's not important for your lane to hold 6. Like, look at your roll. Are you the carry? Nah. You're going to free roll later and you're going to see what you get. You should drop and reroll on 8, basically. So how important is it for you to hold 6? It's really not that important at all, right? It's not like you're going to leak full if you just have like 650 value of turret. Sure, you might like 6-7 creeps, so that's fine, considering you're already fat from 3 and 5. So this like slight push was pretty bad. Alright, should go 7-4. Not sure why you're not going 7-4. It's a nice fat game. You don't kill anything on you don't kill anything on 7. This knight is fucking awful. Should never drop that, man. It actually fucks you over. Let me see what you decide to do, and then I'll talk more about it. Okay, this knight, right? Knight is a terrible unit. Cavalier is shithouse. It has one good level, level 8, but you have turrets anyway. You don't need it for 8, right? So. You're 7-3. You've got a nice roll now, but what you can do, right, is push 7-4, drop turrets on level 8, and then reroll. If you get a good reroll, maybe you sell some of the turrets. If you get this reroll, you keep the turrets, and then you get like a Dark Priest on a Warlock for 10 on 7-4, and it's fucking awesome, right? But you'd hold 8 with 7-4, hold or almost hold. Maybe you like a little bit, but doubt it. To be honest, you're 900 value, 50 income on 7-3, right? You're fat as fuck because of level 3 and level 5 King Lakes, okay? So I don't understand why you rerolled on 7, because that just makes it harder for you to hold 8. I don't understand why you placed a knight over anything else, because knight is fucking awful. And I don't understand why you're staying 7-3, because you don't need to be 7-3 this game. Look at your team. You have... This dude's going to have 3 Abno, so he can do some damage on 10. This dude's like... He's not going Ig, so he's fully trying to set up level 10, so he can do quite well. Your archer, yeah, he's pushing, but he can damage with parrots. You have Thornmail, you have King here. Like, 7-4 for you is awesome. And even if you desperately want to hold level 10, like, keeping this knight is not the way to do it. If you are only looking for level 10 cover, then you just stay 7-3. You stay on low value for 7, sorry, because you know they're full sending. Then you just full drop like all the turrets on 8, and then reroll. And then you got a Dark Priest on 8. That's only if you're like, fuck, I need to hold 10, right? But this knight is just shit. It's just really bad. It's a bad unit. I hate knight. It's bad unit. It has no synergy with your comp. Yeah, just doesn't do anything. Alrighty. Right, and you even get Cavalier, man. It's so shit. You need it. The problem is, like, you need it now, because otherwise you'll just rip on level 8. But it's still just super bad. I mean, this is 420 value, right? Like, if you just have 4 turrets, you would hold better than with the Cavalier. And the Cavalier is worse on, like, every level. It's literally not better than 360 value of turrets on any level. Especially when you already have turrets, because it's just like, it's pretty basic, right? Mixing AoE and one-shot is just no-no. Anyway, should get a Dark Priest here. Yep. What you want is a second Dark Priest and an upgraded Warlock. And even a small Warlock. That's nice for you, I guess. So the placement's all good here. But okay, you didn't get the upgraded Warlock. Should get the upgraded Warlock instead of a second Dark Priest. It's just so good. But yeah, you're doing really well. I mean, super low send. Alright. Yeah, 2 people mid, eating everything, and the game is over. Right. 7-5, I mean that's fine, you're just stupid fat, so yeah, doesn't matter. You can do whatever the hell you want this game. From now on, you can't leak. But yeah, you should just go full anti-15 if they leak, or reroll if they don't. I don't know why you're keeping those Hellraisers. They're much bad with your setup. They just run in front and die, even with ship. The ship summons don't last that long, so they're just going to end up dying really quickly. Should just sell all the Hellraisers, you have plenty of damage on your line. I also don't know why you dropped Hellraisers instead of Dark Priest, and you should sell them all for ship and get one melee eye and upgrade those Warlocks. I don't know, man, these Hellraisers are fucking useless. Like, they're just not good with your units. They don't have any synergy, they run in front and die. Ship Hellraiser is bad synergy. You'd do much better if you just had like one more Dark Priest, and then the rest ships. Like, so just watch on 14, right? The summons go in front, and the Hellraisers are getting attacked around the side, but the ship summons don't last long. And then the Hellraisers are going to tank for the main body of the ship for the most part, right? Which is just really not what you want. So it was really, really pointless to drop those Hellraisers, man. They just don't do anything. They suck. Anyway, you're sending here and they're gonna die here. That's pretty much the story of this game, I think. And yeah, obviously it's pretty bad to have these unupped Warlocks. It's the best you could afford, but man, I just can't get over these Hellraisers. It's so silly. You're 4150 value, and I think you made it possible for you to leak to an Infernal Send. To 3100 Send with that value and those units, which just shouldn't happen if you don't have those Hellraisers and you just have another Dark Priest, all 3 Warlocks upgraded, or 4 Warlocks upgraded, and then 3 ships. You just can't break to any Send on 15. But with like 4 Hellraisers or 3 Hellraisers and a Phantom, it's very breakable. So yeah, that game was really good. Until like, there was a bit of late push on 6, but that was okay, and then it just kind of bombed from there, man. There was like some big mistakes, and quite simple as well, I thought. So I didn't really like this replay. It's probably like a 4 or 5 out of 10 for me, considering like I consider them relatively simple mistakes for the most part. Like that Cavalier and then the Hellraisers, just no synergy in those units that you're mixing together, right? And you just had better options in the role you had, so it wasn't like you just didn't have anything better to do. It's like you actually just had better options and you went for worse options. Anyway, number 4. Yellow. What have we got? We've got the Canone. So you're thinking overbuild, you've got EA on your team, you've got Aqua, you've got another EA, yep, completely fine. You can just take some sort of hold on 7, play super safe, and then, yeah. I don't even want to watch this game. It's probably just going to be Giga Standard, because Giga Standard is correct. You add on 4, I guess, because they hadn't sent yet, and you're going to build up for 5 anyway, if they didn't, so that's good. Now you push a bit, which makes sense. And you get big cannon here, and load it, yep, and you're going to get 4th big cannon on 7 with 5-2, which is pretty good. And you should be mid versus a little send. Build a tier 1 if you want, it doesn't make a big difference. Kicks out of farm space, minorly increases the strength on your lane, it's kind of whatever. You can if you want, you don't have to. Yeah, you get 1 cannon mid, which is pretty good. What's your balanced unit? And yep, king control, boring. You're on king control, so I'm kind of watching it, but I mean it looks fine. It's pretty easy to control with Ferment if you have okay ping. Alrighty, 7-3 here. You going 7-4? Or are you planning to drop and reroll? I don't mind staying 7-3. Your team is pretty bad on 10. So even though you're not great on 10 with this roll necessarily, you're pretty okay with the weapons. So I think it makes sense to say 7-3. And just stop yourselves needing quite so much king. You don't have anti-14? Come on. What are you talking about? You have 4 heals, you outsend hard, you're much fatter, and you have just strong lines, and you have elite archer, and yeah, with Hydra in front is good 14. Just doesn't make sense. Whatever. I know that's not you, that's just great. I'm just being picky. Alrighty. So yeah, sending 10, it's all fine. So what you do, you got 2 Wyverns in the back, 2 more Wyverns. Just 1 more Wyvern, then load, that's fine. A few Acolytes here. If you're switching to the Acolytes, it makes sense because the load's really important. Definitely should be at least 1 Acolyte up here though. There's really no reason not to. But anyway, it's okay. So what you need at the moment on your roll is frontline, so I'm expecting a drop and reroll. Probably 13 at the latest. Early 2 bosses, not that surprising to be honest. It's, like you're not that good on 10 with your roll, but it makes sense to stay low. Anyway, because none of your team is that good on 10. Alrighty, you're going 7-5. Pretty sure you could just stay 7-4, you have decent bank. No, you are staying 7-4. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just stay 7-4. You guys win. Is this fake push? It is fake push, good. Pretty easy 7-4. If you're like, yeah, your team is pretty good 15, but I mean, this is probably not mid, doesn't really have the front line. This doesn't really have the damage. So you're kind of the only one that, what are you talking about? You need, you definitely need frontline. And there is your frontline, perfect. Thought you were saying that like you weren't going to build frontline, but no, now you just get 2 talk, and it's free as fuck. Okay. And the other dude with Revenant rolled into talk. Yeah, that's balanced. Alright, this game's over. I'll watch it for the sake of watching it, but I already know what's going to happen, so it's a bit of a moot point. Full build here, I mean, yeah, why not? What else do you have in your old crap? Yeah, it's fine to get a Windrider then. I sent 14, yeah. Like, it doesn't matter. Three talks, kill, why not? There's a disconnect. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, they were giga fucked, so they accept the loss, which is nice of them. And this game you didn't make any mistakes, except for the tier 1 blocker on 10. So yeah, that's all fine. No complaints, played well. Pretty easy game though, to be honest. I mean, at the end of the day, it's canon. If you play it standard, it is relatively hard to fuck up. But that was a good game. So I'm actually might see if there's one more convenient to find, and if not, we'll call it there. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about going dredging through the upload channel at the moment. So overall, 3 like averagey games, 1 good game. Actually 1 below average, 2 average and 1 good game. So I'll probably find another replay, maybe later on. It won't be part of this video. But yeah, cheers very much for watching, guys. Appreciate it.